is tea time. Families, what's up? It's your girl KJ. Welcome back. How y'all doing? What y'all doing? Let's catch up. As you can hear from the sound of my voice, allergy season is upon us and it is doing your girl so dirty. Like, I sound like a raspy old man right now, but we're not here for all of that, okay? As you can see from the title of this video, it is tea time. So today I got a quick little tea for y'all. I know I was supposed to be doing a wig tutorial. As you can see, I'm wearing my hair natural right now. I just don't have time for wig application, for all that other stuff. In the last video, you can see my nails were done, so there was no way for me to do a wig tutorial because I couldn't braid my hair down, and my mom had left, so there was no one here to braid my hair for me. So that was part of the reason why I didn't do the wig tutorial last week. But also, then after that, I've been busy at work, y'all. I've been busy. Like, I don't have time. So that wig tutorial is coming. Just be patient with me until I can get it. Actually, I have 2 different wigs that I need to do a tutorial on. I don't know if I'm going to get to both. I don't know. We'll see. I'll play around with it and we'll see. And then when it's uploaded, I will let y'all know. Right. I have a quick little tea for y'all. This is not even planned. So, although I keep promising y'all that I'm going to write stuff down in my notes, I didn't write any notes about this because I wasn't sure I was going to do a tea time on it. But then I was on Twitter and I seen other people who had the same reactions that I had. And I was like, let me just get on here and talk about it real quick. So, I don't know if you guys know the Netflix series, what's it called, Why Did You Kill Me, or whatever. So, I thought it was going to be a compilation of different explanations of why certain murders happened or whatever. But it was just one story. And going into it, I was not expecting what came out of it. So it's like, if you haven't seen it, again, like I let y'all know at the beginning of my tea times, or whenever I remember, if you have not seen it and you plan on watching it, this may be a little bit of a spoiler alert for you. So you may want to stop watching this video right now. If you don't care, or if you've seen it already, then stay with me, catch up, you know, give me feedback, let me know how you felt. But for me personally, it just, first of all, it started all over the place, and it was I was trying to give it a fighting chance because I've been known to be judgmental. So when it came on and I was watching it, I was like, this is giving me very much Trump supporter, very much racist vibes, right? I'm entitled to my opinion, so that was my opinion. Anyways. So I was like, you know what, let me just watch the little documentary and see what was going on. The mom, like, her face was already, like, disoriented. You can tell that she's been through some things. I didn't want to automatically jump to drugs because I thought that's what it was, but I was like, you know, she could have had a stroke. Like, who knows? We don't know. But it just kept taking turns all over the place. So her only daughter was murdered in a drive-by, like maybe a block away from her house, that was gang related. So the mom, and first of all, so it's the daughter, and then I think there was like 3 sons or whatever, right? So as the documentary goes on and they're investigating, you find out, they tell you that the mom, she was on meth and she was selling meth or drugs, period. So you know, when the police came to investigate her daughter's murder, like she wasn't banging with it. She was like, you know, I don't go to the police when I have a problem. Like I'm bang with 12, all of that, all that. She's saying in the interview. So, there's that, and then there's like pictures of her sons, and it's giving very much criminal activity. So, and it's being what's making the beginning of the documentary so weird is at the beginning they're being like so what's the word, like elusive to the fact that these people are like gang related or affiliated with drugs of any kind. So it just was like okay, what, like why y'all acting weird like this or whatever. So then once things start unraveling and you find out that just about everybody in the household like went to jail for either doing drugs or selling drugs or robbery or being in a gang, some sort of criminal activity was going on with this family. And it seems like only the daughter might have been the only one in the family who wasn't like into the drug stuff or whatever. So who knows? But anyways, now she's dead. They're trying to figure out how she died, or why they killed her, or if it was gang related. So once the family finally lets the cops get involved, they're like, you know, doing the investigation. They're trying to figure out what's going on. And at first they're trying to say it's nowhere near related to anything the brothers have going on, because they're trying to say that the brothers don't have any affiliation. So then once they get evidence and all that kind of stuff, then it turns out like maybe 2 or 3 minutes before the shooting, one of the older brother that wasn't with them, because they were leaving their house going to the store or something, it is when she got shot. So so then they you know find out that it has something to do with the older brother, like somebody was speed chasing him, and he in a separate car, and then he got away, and they ended up blocking the car with the daughter in it, and with the mom and the daughter in it, and then you know shooting at it, thinking that it was a rival gang, something of that sort. So anyways, all of that happens, blah blah blah, you know, regular investigation things. Here's where I'm like, all right, now these people, they doing a lot. So the investigator, obviously he's white, and it's kind of, the interviews of the documentary are kind of like the interviews of a First 48 episode. So he's like, you know, he's at his desk, he's like, you know, this is where we keep a picture of all of the gang members, da da da, just da da da. So he's trying to explain the investigation and the step by step. But what he says is what really like throws me off, and I'm like, first of all, he ain't even have to say it like that. So it's like a little binder of all the pictures of the gang members, and he's like, yeah, we try to keep pictures with names of the gang members so that we can have a control on everybody who's in the zoo. What did he say? First of all, I was like, you know what? Hang it up, because it's in, where is this place at? I can't remember what the name of the county is, but it's somewhere in California. It's somewhere on the outskirts of like LA, like some rural part of LA, some sort. Okay, so it's in that area, and most of the gangs that are surrounded in that area are like Hispanics or I don't know if I've seen any black people per se, but I know it's a heavy Hispanic area. So when he said zoo, I was like, oh hell no, I can't watch no more of this, because the mom she already you know was giving off the vibe she was giving off, and I just don't understand. But then it took another turn, because like the mother said, she don't bang with 12 like that, so she was just, you know, not feeling it. So then when the cops was saying, oh, they weren't getting anywhere with the investigation, she and her niece decided to take matters into their own hands, and they using MySpace to go through all these gang members that they think were affiliated with the daughter's death, and they created a fake profile with the dead girl's picture, and have the niece, who's underage at the time, online pretending to be the dead girl, talking to these grown ass gang members. Child, let me sip this tea. Because where in your right mind do you think it's okay to have a minor pretending to be an adult, number one, a dead one at that, number two, on the internet, flirting and talking to grown men? That sound like it makes sense to y'all? No, it don't. And that was just, for me, I was like, you know what? Everything that's happening after this point in this documentary, I don't even know if I could be bothered with, because I don't even have time. I don't even have time. So then you're watching the rest of it, and the girl's like, the niece, because she's a part of the interview too, she's like, she became so obsessed with going on there and trying to help her aunt find who killed her cousin. Like, she would come home from school every single day and spend 9+ hours online flirting back and forth with these people, till it got to a point where she ended up like having to go to therapy, or so. I don't know if she went to therapy, but no, I think she had she ended up having a mental breakdown, excuse me, and she ended up telling her aunt, she was like, I can't do this no more, because like I can't, like that's crazy. That's crazy. This is her cousin who just died. And now, not only does she have to pretend that her cousin's still alive, she has to be said cousin, and she has to no longer be a child. She has to be an adult, pretend to be an adult to help with the dead cousin's investigation. Like, who be raising y'all to think that these kind of things make sense? Because they don't. They do not. And I was just over it after that. But fast forward, they finish the investigation. They figure out who's behind it and how the person died. So there's this one guy in the gang who's like super crazy. I think his name was like Psycho or whatever, and he wasn't paying attention to who was actually in the car. He just assumed that it was a rival gang, and then he just let off shots at the car and killed the girl. So like, it took a process to figure out that it was him, but although he was the shooter, he wasn't the driver. So the car was like a white Ford Expedition or something, and it was registered to another gang member, and this gang member happens to be the person that the niece was flirting back and forth with on MySpace on the dead girl's account. So, like, during that time that they're going back and forth on MySpace, like, they're getting to know this guy, and he's like, you know, he's saying he used to be in the gang, or he used to be gang affiliated, but he's, you know, trying to do something else. Like, he wants to be a chef, like, he's trying to have an actual life, blah, 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 blah. So he's flirting with this girl. He doesn't even know that it's the dead girl that his friend killed in his car, and they're going back and forth for whatever the case. And then during the documentary, they interview another guy from the gang that was also in the car, but he wasn't the shooter as well. And you know, he's saying the same thing, like, he didn't shoot the person, he didn't know what was going on, he was just in the back seat, blah, 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 blah. But eventually it turns out that him and his brother, who was also in the car, they give he gives a statement, and his brother is like, nah, like, the gang, you know, gang rules, like, you don't snitch, you don't say nothing, blah, blah, blah. The other brother's like, nah, first of all, I had nothing to do with this, so y'all want to know, I'm gonna tell y'all gonna know, and that's that. So he was like, this gang ain't loyal to me because they about to let me go down for something I don't even know nothing about. So he told them the truth, and then the brother eventually came around and told them the truth, and then they both, like, ended up getting out of the gang somehow. Like, I don't know, it was very mysterious type things. Like, like I said, it was being elusive, so there was like there's so many missing pieces that you don't understand about it. But that's not the point. The point is, between the guy who the car was registered to, and the two brothers, all three of them gave statements which put the puzzle pieces together for them to figure out it was the psycho guy that pulled the trigger. Here's what pissed me off again about this documentary. The two brothers that gave statements, obviously they let them go because they cooperated, and then they found out that they didn't pull the trigger, so they got off. Which, okay, that's fine. I was expecting them to be charged with accessory to murder, but I don't know what the California laws are, so I was like, you know what, that's fine, whatever. The other guy who was like texting back and forth or messaging back and forth on MySpace with the dead girl's cousin, he, like, eventually the mom, once the girl said that she couldn't pretend to be the dead cousin anymore, the mom took over the page, and instead of like keeping up with the facade, she basically was like, oh, like, so you claim you love me or whatever, so why'd you kill me? So then once he realized what was going on, he like shut down. He never got back on social media, and then he like went off the grid. So once they, you know, figured out who killed who, and all of the puzzle pieces got put together, and they caught the shooter, and the two brothers that snitched, they tried to kill their parents by like setting their house on fire, but the parents got away, and they ended up like moving to somewhere else, and, you know, I guess starting a new life. While all of this is still happening, while the main guy that pulled the trigger is on trial, but the guy who the car was registered to, he's still like, I guess he ran. He eventually tells you that he ran and he escaped to Mexico. But I think 14 years after they put the killer in jail, they arrested the guy who the car is registered to, and then charged him for manslaughter. And that's why I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, why is this man being charged for manslaughter if he didn't pull the trigger? Like, why is he not being charged with accessory to murder? Because it was his car. Because clearly he told you, and two other people told you, that he didn't pull the trigger. Y'all have the man that killed the girl in custody, so why is this man being charged with manslaughter? And then on top of that, if y'all gonna charge him with manslaughter, why would you not charge the two brothers who were also in the car with manslaughter as well? Why are they going free? That was just, so that was the icing on the cake for me. I was like, you know what? Like, what's the after that? Once, because you know, they didn't tell you that themselves in the interview. It was like one of those little excerpts that come up after the video is over, like after it's over, and they give you like a little parting gifts or parting words or whatever. It came up like that, and once it went off, I was just sitting there. I was like, I really want to feel bad for this whole situation, but to be honest, the girl probably would have never been shot had the older brother not been a part of that little speed chase with the gang members in the first place. And then secondly, if the mom wasn't going back and forth, you know, with trying to hide the fact that her and her family are criminals, and she's a meth drug user and dealer, and being proud of it, talking about yeah, I put some real drugs on the street, I was really out there pushing it. I'm like, y'all are making it real hard for me to be sad about this girl dying. Like, clearly she just needs to be away from all her family, because they bad luck. Like, I don't know, y'all. Like I said, this was not a planned review. I just watched it the other day because I had nothing else to watch, and I just thought that I would talk about it with y'all, and it was very annoying. Like, even people on Twitter was like, I'm finding it real hard to be sympathetic with this woman about losing her daughter, because it's not giving what it was supposed to give, okay? Like, it never gave. Never. Anyways, that's my little tea for my tea time. If you're interested, go watch the documentary for yourself, and you come back and you tell me what you think about it, because I just don't have the time, okay? I don't understand, and I don't think I ever will understand. But y'all can continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for that wig tutorial video. It will be out. I'm not going to give y'all no estimation, because y'all not going to tell me, well, you said it was going to be out last week. I don't know when it's going to be out. It's going to be out when it be out. And that's it. Okay? I will see y'all next video. It's a whole year later. Like, why you not subscribed to my channel? You really have no excuse to not be subscribed to my channel.